We've had Congressman Adam Schiff and Eric Swalwell, both of California, on this show many times. Both of them are proponents of the Russian collusion narrative. They've demanded and have pushed along a massive year-long investigation into this collusion, which supposedly happened, because they say they fear the highest level of the American government was penetrated by a de facto Russian operative. Okay. Well, imagine how surprised we were then to see how both of them, Schiff and Swalwell, voted yesterday. Both of them voted to reauthorize the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, FISA. That bill gives the executive branch sweeping powers to monitor even U.S. citizens. It's an astonishing power to reauthorize when the president himself, you believe, is a foreign agent. A cynical observer might even conclude that all this concern about collusion is just theater, not reflecting their actual beliefs, but we are happy to believe their fears are genuine. Yesterday's vote wasn't cynical. It was Schiff and Swalwell being just irresponsible. One Democrat who did not vote to continue mass government surveillance, good for her, was Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii, and she joins us tonight. Congresswoman, why didn't you vote for this?
For a few very simple reasons. Section 702, under this FISA Act, basically allows the U.S. government to tap into or surveil communications of foreign targets on foreign soil.
Right.
So this specific Section 702 is something that, as a veteran, I understand is important and is necessary as we try to make sure that our country is not attacked by terrorists. However, there has been and continues to be a gaping loophole in this that allows for law enforcement officials basically to search and use the incidental communications of American citizens that are caught up in this collection without a warrant. And that's really where the unconstitutional issue comes in. Why myself, I believe 40 other members of Congress, Republican and Democrat, introduced an amendment that fixed these loopholes, that allowed this program, that provides this provision that allows you to surveil foreign targets on foreign soil, making sure that we keep our country safe, but also striking that balance where we're protecting the constitutional rights of American citizens so that they are not being, their communications are not being searched or used by law enforcement, again, without a warrant.
Right. I mean, that's a Bill of Rights right. I mean, that's a fundamental right. So what was the, compound question, what's the argument against that? Why would anybody be against that, getting a warrant for snooping? And second, why was there no big debate that filtered down to the rest of us over this?
That's a good question about why there weren't more people talking about the seriousness of this issue and what is really at stake here. There was some debate that happened on the House floor, and it was interesting because you had Republican and Democratic leadership stepping up to protect the status quo, speaking out against our USA Rights Amendment. And there were a lot of misinformation and things that were being said that our amendment would do that they didn't actually do. They said, oh, well, this will make it so that our intelligence agencies can't go after terrorists. Point blank saying things like that simply were not true. The crafters of the amendment were very careful to make sure that we allowed those provisions to continue that are necessary to prevent a terrorist attack, but protected the constitutional rights of Americans. So why would people be against this is really the bottom line question. The intelligence agencies came in time and time again saying this program, Section 702, is purely for foreign targets on foreign soil, not for Americans. So it raised the question that we never really got answers to, then why would you oppose our amendment
exactly.
that limited and provide that check and balance? Due process, probable cause, and a warrant.
If you give up your constitutional rights, what's the point of any of this?
And that's really the irony of the situation, is that when you look at what terrorists want, they want Americans they want us to give up our rights. They want us to give up our freedoms. And by allowing this to continue without fixing this unconstitutional loophole, then we're essentially ceding, and the terrorists win.
I agree with that completely. Congresswoman, thank you.
Thank you
for joining us.
Aloha.
Another Democratic lawmaker joins us after the break.